Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to do a Kindle haul. I'm going to show you some of the most recent downloads that I put onto my Kindle. I have one that I purchased, and then all the rest of them are from NetGalley. So, been getting either approved or pre-approved a lot for some NetGalley books, but I personally read on a Kindle Oasis. This is my Kindle that I am reading on right now, and I absolutely love it. I will leave a link to this one down below if you guys are interested, but I love this thing. I love reading on it. It's so easy. It's really easy to throw in my purse when I'm out and about, so I always have it with me. It's really easy to read at night with the lights out. My husband can sleep. I can read, and it doesn't bother him, so that's really nice as well. So I will leave a link to both the Oasis and to this cover, because I've had questions every time I show it. People ask where I got my cover. Amazon. I'll link it down below as well. And yeah, we are going to get into what I have downloaded lately. I will also leave a link to Bookbub down below, which is the deal site that I follow. That's where I get most of my recommendations for those. Other things I see pop up, people will just post randomly about special deals happening, and I can see them that way, but for the most part it's Bookbub. Okay, so the first and only book that I downloaded and paid money for is called King of Ashes by Raymond E. Feist. This is book one in the Firemain series, and it's $1.99 is what I paid for it. Now, I heard about this from Treebeard Book Reviews from his channel. I will leave him linked down below. I just recently found him, and he is just delightful. And he's Canadian, and he reads a lot of fantasy science fiction. So he's a really good resource for that. He's read a lot. That's his main reading genres. So if that's something that you really like, he could be a good resource for this. But he talked about this author a lot and how it's one of his favorite authors, and just his writing as far as fantasy goes is really good. And I've been really wanting to branch out in the fantasy genre a bit. I do have some favorites and series that I need to work on first, but I do want to branch out and read some other things. And so I went ahead and downloaded this one while it was $2. Okay, so let's get into NetGalley books. Okay, so the first one is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. This one is out already, and I'm nervous now. This is a romance book that's, I think it's like a fake dating type thing, possibly, or maybe maybe a hate to love type thing. I think it's like a hate to love fake dating, which I love both of those. However, I've heard like not so good things about this book, so I'm a little bit nervous about that now because I'm just hearing not great things, and I'm hearing not great things from people that I trust. So yikes, I'm a little bit scared of this one. I'm gonna give it a try because I got approved, so I need to give some sort of feedback for it. I'm afraid this is gonna be one that I DNF. Like I'm going into it afraid that I'm gonna DNF it, but it's okay. So I'm gonna give it a shot. If anything, I can still review it on NetGalley even if I don't finish it, as long as I say where I stopped and why. That's what I do. That's my personal philosophy. If I ever DNF a NetGalley book, I will say I made it up to this percentage. Here's why it wasn't working for me, and I rate what I read. So that's kind of how I handle that. But I don't know. Guess we'll see. If you guys read this one, because I know it's out, so let me know if you guys have read it and what your thoughts were if you have. It gets a lot of love and a lot of hate, so and I'm seeing more hate, so I'm kind of like, ooh, I'm nervous about that one. It's one I'm super excited about, and it's one of my most anticipated books, and that is Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. This is a fantasy book that follows a magical hotel that travels, and our main character and her sister end up getting a job there, and then they find out that not everything is as it seems, so it's just kind of one of those things. I think it's supposed to be like a lot of danger and stuff, so that one I'm very excited to read. Okay, the next one is With Love from Wish & Co. by Minnie Dark. This comes out in August. This is also a contemporary romance, and it follows a woman whose job it is to gift buy for her clients. So clients can call in and say, I need a gift for my wife, I need a gift for my husband, I need a gift for my boss, I need a gift for my secretary, I need a gift for my aunt. And you answer a bunch of questions, and then her company will buy and arrange the delivery for those gifts for you. And I think this is a romance between her and one of her clients. Okay, next one is Out of the Clear Blue Sky by Kristen Higgins. This one comes out in June. And I'm wary about this one a little bit. I want to give Kristen Higgins a chance because I've never read anything by her, but she's very prolific. So she's popular enough that people are buying her books. I'm afraid that these are going to be books that are going to be forgettable. And like, I could maybe have a good time while I'm reading it, but then I'll completely forget about it, you know, like even weeks later. So I'm a little bit afraid of that. Not necessarily wanting to get into authors who write that way. So I don't know. This one I'm a little bit wary about as well. Not that I think I'm going to go in and DNF it, but I have a feeling that's going to be my experience. So I've been putting off trying anything by her. But when I was offered this one, I was like, you know what? This is a good opportunity to give it a shot. Give her a try. It's free. I literally have nothing to lose. Okay, next one is My Summer Darlings by May Cobb. This one comes out in May. And this is the same author as The Hunting Wives, which I also got from NetGalley last year. Haven't read it yet. It's fine. This one follows 3 friends who live in the same neighborhood, I think. I don't know if it's neighborhood or town. I think it's neighborhood. And a new man moves in nearby. And all 3 of our friends have a interest in him for very different reasons. So I think it becomes a little bit of a competition. So yeah, interested in that one. That sounds just like a fun, juicy summery read. Next one is The Latecomer. This is by Jean Hamp Korelitz. This one also comes out in May. And this is by the same author who wrote The Plot, which I read earlier this year and I did enjoy. She's definitely a literary author, so literary is not necessarily my comfort zone. I'm not against it, but it's not something I'm super comfortable in. So it's always kind of an interesting experience going into a literary book. But this is like a family drama, and it follows a family who end up having a child very late in their marriage and kind of the consequences of that and what happens to their family dynamic because of that. The next one is The Petting Zoos by K.S. Covert. Yeah. This one comes out in June. Okay, this one is a little bit more on the risque side. This follows society where there has been a pandemic. It's not COVID-19, but it has changed society in a much more severe way than COVID has changed ours. So in this one, like there was no going back to normal at all. Actually, things end up just getting worse and worse, and there's more restrictions and there's more things. And it gets to a point in society where you cannot even touch anybody. Like that's how bad this thing is and how quickly it spreads and how easily it spreads. And like there's no physical contact at all. Because of that, this creates a probably psychological need that now you feel like you need to be touched because you can't have it. So it's just kind of one of those things. So these places start popping up called petting zoos, where you can go and you can get that physical contact. They're probably illegal, probably very much on the down low, on the hush hush. I don't know what kind of petting it involves, whether it's just like I'm touching your arm and that's enough, or if it goes much more into it. I kind of hope it goes much more into it. That make it a lot more interesting. But yeah, this sounded really intriguing to me, so I requested it and got approved. Okay, these next 2 I'm going to lump together because it's a duology, but Forestborn and Wildbound by Elaine Audrey Becker. Wildbound comes out in August, and that's book 2 in the duology, so the first one has been out, but the publisher did send me a link for that one as well to read both of them. I believe these are young adult fantasy books that are set kind of, they have a very much a wilderness animal theme. That's all I really know. It sounded interesting, so I grabbed them. And the last one is also on my most anticipated books of the year, The Woman in the Library by Sulari Gentle. This one takes place in the Boston Public Library, and there is a group of people who are sitting at a table, minding their own business, working on their own things. And then all of a sudden there is a blood-curdling scream somewhere in the library and causes everything to shut down because a body is found in the library. So it's shut down to the point where people can't even get out of your seat until they figure out what's going on, because someone in this library is very possibly a suspect. And as you're following this group of people who are sitting at this table, they start having conversations, doing all that because they're literally stuck there. It seems that maybe possibly one of them could be responsible for it. So I'm very excited for that one. Okay guys, those are the books that I most recently downloaded on my Kindle. I did have obviously majority of them from NetGalley and only one that I purchased, but I will leave links for everything down below, including NetGalley if you guys are interested in that. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any of these on your radar, the ones that are not out yet. Let me know if you have read any of them that have been out already. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day.